What's good, everybody? Sean Shula Rosenberg in the building. Back at you in another video. Well, first things first, I just got home from work today, and this was not on my radar, but shout out to the homie Deleted. He just dropped a brand new video. And the title of the video is The Racist Podcaster Pack Out. And you know, when Deleted does the pack out, you know it's not going to end well for that victim that Deleted is going to go after. Well, just to give y'all a little brief backstory, last week as a whole, there was a podcast that kind of that really got some backlash and got under fire for some comments. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about the new Rory and Mal podcast, which is hosted by Rory and, of course, OVO Hot Pocket Mal. And their other co-hosts, I believe I keep butchering her name. I think it's Damaris. I think that's her name. If I butcher your name, I apologize. Well, they got onto some under fire last week. So apparently, they were talking about the Kendrick Grammy nominations, and Damaris said something that kind of ticked a lot of people off, that were quote unquote showing a lot of hate. Damaris said if Kendrick Lamar sweeps all nine nominations, which Kendrick Lamar has been nominated for he's been nominated for 9 Grammys, and she said if Kendrick sweeps and wins all the Grammys, she's going to be pissed that the Clips did not win. Well, which to me, I don't care. I already voiced my opinion on the Grammys and all that in terms of the album of the year and best rap album. No matter who wins out of those two categories, it's a win for hip hop. But Damaris got some backlash about that. People were literally going in on her. Shout out to Screwface. Screwface quoted a tweet from that clip, that video clip from I think the Joe Budden clips and /fan page. Damaris responds to the backlash, and then things got worse. And a fan, responded to her, said that you hated Kendrick's voice, and Damaris responds and said, "I never show me a video or a clip where I say I hate his voice." And boy, a fan definitely shown that clip, and Damaris tried to play it off. It did show that she did say she hated Kendrick's voice, that she would never listen to Kendrick again. That kind of went under fire, and then it got worse. After Damaris got a lot of backlash for her comments about Kendrick, then it got passed on to Rory. And then Rory kind of made it worse. It led to fans. Well, I'm gonna let Deleted. I'm gonna let Deleted explain what's going on. If for the ones who don't know, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So we're gonna let Deleted explain what's going on. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. Deleted, take it away.
Nobody on earth that knows me thought I tweeted "Black women are ugly." Like, this is like ridiculous at this point. So I came in here and joke.
Yeah, I don't know what this is right here. I thought y'all was in here laughing.
We were joking at one point, and then more tweets started resurfacing. I think, Rory,
So now everybody's offended and hurt?
No, I think I'm speaking very genuinely to Rory, regardless of what our friendship is. I think that some of the tweets that are resurfacing can be hurtful, and I think you being the
hurtful
person that
who,
you
though?
are. Sorry?
Hurtful to who? Who's hurt by those tweets?
Black women.
I'm the one that hates black women.
Yo, y'all gotta stop this shit, man.
If words cannot be taken as
Then now we
offense,
just throwing shit on my jacket.
however, you can
Cause
speak.
I see that weirdo, the deleted villain, now going off about to start a video of me saying black women are ugly.
And that's why I didn't want you to do that, Rory. That's why I didn't want you to do that, Rory. That's why I didn't want you to do that, Rory. That's why I didn't want you to do that, Rory.
Say his name. I dare you.
Deleted villain, deleted villain, deleted villain, deleted villain, deleted.
Oh boy. Rory, you said his name. Hold up. I gotta get. Hold on a second. You said his name, Rory. You said his name.
Don't say that.
Believe in me. Be my victim.
Warning. This video is for comedy purposes only, so loosen up. None of this is factual, just widely opinionated jokes served extra spicy for your entertainment. It's satire, it's cringe, and it's all good fun. If you're sensitive, overly emotional, or the type to clutch your pearls at the slightest hint of humor, this is your cue to exit. Nah, seriously though, get out. Save your tears, because they're not welcomed here.
Oh boy.
Warning. Your local county authorities have issued a civil danger alert.
Hey. Hey.
Be the sucker if I don't pull your
car, partner. I practice what I'm doing.
I can say hello to my little friend as a tat-tat.
Your hell.
Every time I hit the city, I get that feeling. And I ain't got a name drop for my respect. I'm to the neck and I'm sliding with a tech. Off the drill, baby.
Hey, you know, Deleted, he finna come with that West Coast / Bay Area music. Hey, y'all know me, I'm a fan of the West Coast. So shout out to all the West Coast natives out there. I'm a big fan of y'all. You know me, my favorite hip hop producer of all time is Dr. Dre. And of course, most of my favorite rappers are mainly from the West Coast. I got a few from the East and the Midwest and the South, but mostly the West Coast. So like I said, shout out to the West Coast. Let's continue.
Rory. Wait. Rory.
There we go.
There comes a moment where a man has to face the shadow he's been running from. And matter of fact, Remick, that moment is here. Because what you represent in this culture isn't what you pretend to be. You walked into black spaces like they were open rooms for you to rearrange. You treated black art like a costume you could borrow. Treated black audiences like a shortcut to relevance. But then you treated black women like props you could joke about, lust after, or even tear down. You wanted the
Let's go back. Let's go back to that a little bit. Hold on. Yeah, these tweets are disgusting. Rory, come on, man. These tweets are disgusting. Literally disgusting. Retweet. I never seen a good-looking black woman. Maybe her kids can end gang violence. Lauren London, pregnant by Nipsey Hussle. I don't appreciate any woman with poetic justice braids telling me what I can do or can not do. Oh my God, Rory, these are not good. Yeah, these tweets are disgusting. But let's continue.
Like props you could joke about, lust after, or even tear down. You wanted the spotlight our community built, the rhythm our ancestors carried, the validation only black audience can give. But you Nah, you never wanted that responsibility. That comes with being in the presence of people whose history you mocked when you thought no one was watching. And now the curtain's being pulled back. Not all the way, just enough for you to feel the cold air of truth that hits your skin. Because the thing you have to face, the thing you cannot dodge, is that you became a fixture in a culture made by the very women you joke about, the very people you exploited for comfort, the very community you underestimated, until it finally looked back at you. This is gonna be the longest intro you've ever seen.
And you shut the fuck up. You keep talking, man.
This is not journalism, and it's damn sure not righteous opinions. And I'm not here waving some moral high ground flag. I'm here to talk slick shit because I'm toxic, messy, and probably need therapy. This is a psychological horror, forcing you to stare straight into the face of your own demons. Yeah, corny as hell, but whatever, I'm based. If you're new here and never heard this corny voice-modded edgelord type of slander, welcome to the pack out.
Yeah.
I remember motherfuckers used to tell me I was corny.
Look at me now, bitch. Bad little guy. Look at me now, you
Fuck ass niggas.
This whole situation didn't start with beef or drama or even some conspiracy. It started with something stupid as hell. An opinion. Remick. Remember Remick. His name is Remick for obvious reasons.
I'm the one that hates black women.
But he said the clip should win a Grammy over Kendrick Lamar. And yeah, their opinions is not a crime at all. It's not the end of the world either. The Strawberry Shortcake didn't need to agree with his viewers at all. It was just regular barbershop talk. Talking shit, throwing jabs, and the co-host chimed in, saying they weren't really fans of Kendrick either. They all had clips as their pick to win the Grammy. And honestly, that's fair. They don't have to pander to their audience. They don't.
Right. And that's the thing about this. Like I said, I have no problem. And I said this in my previous videos. I said I would have no problems if the clips win best rap album and then if Kendrick Lamar wins album of the year. I've said that. And you guys can say what y'all want to say too. If y'all believe somebody else should win album of the year or best rap album, that's y'all opinion. I'm not mad of it. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. But let's continue.
Don't have to pander to fans. They don't have to allow what everyone else feels into their space. That was their choice, their opinion, their winner. But it rubbed people the wrong way. And when fans get irritated, they did what fans always do. They pulled out receipts and they dug into them old tweets. They looked through Rory's history. And that's when everything fell apart. Because those old tweets weren't just old Twitter jokes. They weren't random edgy posts. They weren't young and dumb moments either. Yeah, maybe in 2012, but definitely not in 2016. They were a pattern of racist behavior he left behind. Breadcrumbs leading straight into the mind of a man who wanted access to black culture, but had no respect for the people who built it. And once those tweets resurfaced, the mask slipped.
I'm the one that hates black women.
You see, there's a certain type of white man who steps into hip-hop like it's a theme park. They love the music, the style, the slang, the aesthetics, but they envy the people who created it. They want the culture, but not the burden, not the history, and not the truth. They want the rhythm without the blues, the benefits without the consequences, and the sound without the struggle. And Remick fits that mold perfectly. He coasts in this community like hip-hop owes him a seat, like the culture is a buffet he can sample from, like the artists, the communities, the women, the narratives would all belong to him if he just supports the music enough. But behind the scenes, behind closed doors, he tweets like a man who sneers at the same people who made the art he profits from. He laughs at black women's looks. He fetishizes their bodies. He objectifies Rihanna and mocks Beyonce. He sexualizes black women and degrades them in the same breath. You know, that kind of behavior that only exists in the dark corners of the internet. He doesn't love the culture. He consumes it. He extracts from it. He wants the flavor of blackness without ever having to respect the humanity of black people. And that's the terrifying part. It's not new. It's not unique. It's not even surprising. It's the oldest story in American history. He talked about black women and then turned around and married one.
I'm the one that hates black women.
Remick is not breaking the mold, he's following it. There has always been some type of white man who inserts himself into black culture, as if proximity equals ownership, as if being around us means being one of us, as if participation is permission, but the truth is darker. They want the culture because they can't create one of their own in the same way. Irish Americans did it too. Sinners gave you a taste of that. And this is history. This is true history. They were once treated as less than, mocked for their accents, their skin, their poverty. They hung around black communities because both groups were pushed to the bottom together. But the second society forgot and started to see the Irish as white, they took it. They ran with it. They abandoned the solidarity. They assimilated upward. And some turned on the black communities they once stood beside. And that pattern never died. It just put on some skinny jeans and started a damn podcast. You see, Remick moves with that same confusion. He wants the rhythm of hip-hop, but he has the privilege of whiteness. He wants to be embraced by black audiences, but his old tweet shows he talks about black women with the same mindset the white system's built. He wants to be seen as down, but never gives up the safety of being above. It's literally an identity crisis, wrapped in a superiority complex. And when those old tweets resurfaced, they didn't read like jokes, they read like obsession.
I'm the one that hates black women.
Tweet after tweet, the same pattern.
Right.
Talking down on black girls' hair like it's a punchline. Calling Beyonce ghetto.
Yeah, and also he said, what did he say? He excuse me. What did he say? He said something like, he said naming a black woman Beyonce is a hood. I think the name Beyonce is a hood rat or something. Like, he said something into that nature, and then he said, I would never name my kid Blue Ivy. Like, that is just arguably disgusting. But let's continue.
And Blue Ivy's hair like a black child's features or something to degrade. Hypersexualizing Rihanna.
Yeah, making fun of Blue Ivy's hair. Like, come on, man. Like, really? And then this too, is safe. It is safe to call Rihanna a HEX yet, or are we still letting it slide because she got beat? Y'all forgive me for butchering words, but this tweet is disgusting. Like, come on, man. Rory, come on. This is just ridiculous. But let's continue.
Turning her trauma into a setup for a joke, mocking Lauren London while she was pregnant with Nipsey's baby, which makes the intent even darker. Disrespecting our former First Lady, Michelle.
Whoa! Wait! What did she just say? What did he just say?
Pregnant with Nipsey's baby, which makes the intent even darker. Disrespecting.
I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't mean to press the rewind button, but oh yeah, and F Michelle Obama. Hold on. Where is it at?
You're in big trouble.
Rory, you definitely are in big trouble. I can't believe... Nah. Rory, I was pissed off when these tweets came out, but now seeing more tweets like this, yeah, this is pissing me off. But let's continue.
Our former First Lady, Michelle Obama, talking down about poetic justice braids, as if black women's cultural hairstyles are a threat to them. This isn't random. This is not edgy humor. This is a trail of bias. The kind that feels comfortable feeding off black culture while disrespecting black women in the same breath. Remick wants the benefits of proximity to black spaces, but his words stay aligned with the systems that degrades it. That's the part people finally saw when these tweets resurfaced. Not just the disrespect, but the pattern, the entitlement, the quiet comfort of saying things he'd never say in a room full of the very people he wants acceptance from. Man, it's the same script we've seen 100 times. A man who wants the rhythm of the culture, but not the respect from the people who built it. And once you lay all the tweets out together, you see the real truth. And he wasn't joking. I don't give a fuck what y'all talking about. He wasn't joking. He was telling you exactly who he was the entire time. Right. He literally was jumping from disgust to desire, like his brain was buffering. That shit's dark. That's uncomfortable as hell, and it was revealing because you don't talk about black women like that unless you feel ownership, unless you feel entitlement, unless you've convinced yourself you understand them when you've never lived a day as one of them. And honestly, this is why I'm not really gonna dive deep and touch on the timeline about the Grammys, the whole Clips versus Kendrick shit. I'm not showing that because before we can talk about music, we need to sit what's actually happening here, because I'm not gonna let him crutch on that. We're not gonna deflect. We're not gonna act like this is why this is happening just because that's what lit the match. That's not what this is. We all remember old Twitter. People said the wildest shit. I said the wildest shit. You said the wildest shit. Whoever was from old Twitter, we said some wild, chaotic shit. Jokes that went way too far. However, what happens when the jokes start forming a pattern? What happens when every punchline points at the same fucking group, the same women, the same community? One joke, all right, fine. Two jokes, okay, maybe. But a catalog of tweets, a running timeline of obsession, disgust, mockery, all aimed at black women. That's not humor, that's a confession written in real time. And what makes it darker is the setting. A white man sitting inside a space built from the pain of the very people he's joking about.
I'm the one that hates black women.
Because let's keep it lit. Hip hop wasn't made for comfort, and it wasn't made for mockery. It was built because black people were suffocating under systems designed to break them. Hip hop was born from survival, from people who use rhythm as armor, lyrics as therapy, and community as the only protection they had. This genre exists because oppression existed, because police brutality existed. Fight the powers that be. Fight the power. Because poverty existed, because white America created conditions so harsh that music became their only escape route. Let's not forget that shit, man.
Fuck the police coming straight from the underground. A young nigga got it bad
cause I'm brown. When NWA said fuck the police.
Hey, you gotta give props to NWA. For them to make a song like that, impactful. Just saying. But that's just the way of life, because here's the thing. If you guys haven't seen the Straight Outta Compton biopic film, it shows a deeper meaning to that. How they always get harassed and everything. So what did they do? They made a song of response. A lot of these songs are impactful. Even though they're controversial, but they're impactful still. You can't deny that, but let's continue.
They weren't being edgy. They were screaming at the country that treated them like enemies.
Cause they'll slam you down to the street top. Black police showing out for the white cop.
They were screaming at a system built by white hands, white power, and white laws. So when a white man walks into that same space, then acts entitled in that space, and then repeats the same patterns his ancestors perfected, the disrespect, the mockery, and the superiority dressed as humor, as jokes, how are we supposed to stay calm? How are we supposed to ignore that shit? How are we supposed to pretend it's just old tweets? Because this isn't outrage, this is memory. This is history repeating itself in a digital timeline. And the scariest part, Remick doesn't even see who he's reenacting. He thinks he's participating, but he's actually reliving a role that was never his to play in the first place.
I'm the one that hates black women.
Let me clear something up before y'all start losing the plot again. Cause I keep seeing people all over Twitter, everybody on social media platforms, everywhere that they're talking about the situation, they're always asking, well, what about Tyler? Or what about you? You like Kanye, what about Ye? Check this out, man. Everybody got that one wild uncle or messy cousin, somebody in the family you gotta hold accountable, but you still claim them because they yours. That's called in-house. That's our business, man. Our people, our responsibility. Black people problems, black people handling black people. But comparing a white man like Remick to another black man, y'all gotta be out your damn minds. Especially when he's someone who built his whole name inside a space black people created, black people nurtured, and black people kept alive. I mean a space that feeds his pockets while he mocks the same people behind closed doors. And no, you can't compare that to Joe Rogan, Aiden Ross, or any of those dudes, because their audiences are mostly white. That is their lane, their sandbox, their own circus, they're over that way. But Remick didn't stay on that side. He crossed the line. He walked straight into our house. He built a platform off of black viewers, black music, black culture, a black audience, and then used that access to spit on black women when he thought nobody was looking. And don't get it twisted, man. I don't think he hates black women. Not the way y'all thinking. It's darker than that. It's that sick, twisted mix of desire and superiority. That creepy fascination that only exists when someone fetishizes you while thinking they're above you. That weird race play energy people pretend doesn't exist. It's disturbing. And it's not the same as holding one of our own accountable. It's not even close. Don't blur those lines. Don't pretend this is equal, because it's not. It's not equal. And what made everything hit even harder was what Remick did next. He got exposed for all those tweets. And instead of apologizing or even pretending to reflect, he walked straight into a black Twitter space. A room full of black creators, podcasters, YouTubers, and regular people who supported him for years. And the man chose violence. No apology, no sincerity, no accountability. He mocked, he smirked, he laughed like the whole thing was entertainment. And then he was on some twisted shit where he pretended to agree, but only to weaponize the agreement. When people would ask him, why did you say racist things about black women? This is how he would reply.
Instead of taking the stance of trolling and joking your way through it, I would say a simple apology before things get out of hand would probably be the best bet. Or just at least go back to your own tweets and see how they can hit right now in 2025, because ghetto crayon colors, weave black and lace front blonde.
So I can air a joke.
Yeah, I don't know what this is right here. I thought y'all was in here laughing.
See, and this is what pisses me off. Hot Pocket, OVO Mall makes it worse. Talking about, oh, I thought y'all were joking. No, we're not joking. This is not funny. He literally, let's go back. Hold up. Let's go back.
Yeah,
I can air a joke.
Yeah, I don't know what.
Weave black.
This dude literally just said, hashtag ghetto crayon colors, we black lace front blonde. This might upset a lot of people. Like, come on.
And lace front blonde.
So I can air a joke.
And then Maul just made, like I said, Maul just made it worse. Because he encourages this and he condones it. And he's comfortable with this situation. And that makes Rory comfortable too. That he can get away with this. When Rocky is trying to explain how bad these tweets are and how hurtful they are. And here comes Maul just... Y'all know me. I cannot stand Maul at all. I literally do not like this guy. And this is the younger brother of one of the most... And he's the younger brother... Excuse me. He's the younger brother of one of the most well-respected people in hip-hop that also has a friend that also... not franchise, but the foundation. He is the younger brother and one of the most well-respected men in the foundation of hip hop, and also created one of the best and most classic labels of all time, alongside two other people by the name of Dame Dash and Jay-Z. He's the younger. If you guys don't know who Maul is, he's the younger brother of Biggs, one of the third co-founders on one of the most successful record labels from the 90s to the early 2000s, Rockefeller Records. I mean, a lot of artists, Jay-Z was the breadwinner of the whole thing, but there were still artists that did their thing under Rockefeller, like Memphis Bleak, Benny Single, Freeway, and Emil. Shout out to all of them. Dipset, of course, Kanye, and then who else? The Young Guns, and who else? O'Malley Spark. I believe I butchered his name, but y'all know who I'm talking about. But how does this guy become the younger brother one of the co-founders alongside Jay-Z with Rockefeller come out to be a Drake glazer. And then with this whole situation happening, he's encouraging this instead of trying to hash it out. Instead of that, he escalated by encouraging it, and then it allows Rory to encourage it even more. And that's what makes everything so bad and terrible. And that's the reason why their podcast is potentially going downhill. Because there's going to be a lot of people not going to support the platform anymore because of you guys' behavior. But let's continue.
Yeah, I don't know what this is right here. I thought y'all was in here laughing.
No, that's a fake fucking tweet. Like, what are we talking about?
Which
like what are we talking about right now? That account doesn't even fucking exist right now. Matter of fact, I disrespect white women. Listen, I get the tweets. I would be mad at them too if you get them out of context. I'm not defending them. It was a different time when we were joking back and forth with fake retweets and sarcasm and things going back and forth. But every last person that knows me for real, like, what are we
What?
Huh?
You know what? Let's continue. Rory just sounds dumb right now. This is a result of deflecting. He's trying to troll his way and trying to deflect and trying to somehow laugh his way out of this. Like seriously. Very sarcastic. But let's continue.
talking about right now? But now I know it's only based because you guys were mad that I thought
that's cap.
That I thought
right.
Fucking cap.
That clip should be
exactly
a Grammy winner. I'm here to talk to everybody. Let's get
into
it.
No. We're not going to talk about the Grammys. We're not going to talk about the clips. We're not going to talk about K-Dot. We're going to stay. This is what I like about people that stands on business. We're standing on what you have caused. Let's continue.
I agree with him. I think I'm awful. I think I'm a terrible racist.
Now, Rory,
I don't think I've empowered a single woman, especially black women. Like, why would I ever do that?
I know you're trolling through this and joking through this. Rory, you think that's a smart move when these things
right? This is not funny.
Clip them up. I know who I am.
Basically, there is no cancel culture.
And the people that know me know who I am. Just laugh this whole shit up. Can you tell them how much I hate black women? Never mind. I would show.
Nobody's laughing. The only person that may think this is funny is you and Ma. Nobody else is laughing. But let's continue. And Deleted, I hope you also show shout out to Certified Boogeyman. I hope you show that clip where Certified Boogeyman was going in on this dude. I hope you show that in this video. But let's continue.
Come on, let's talk about how much I hate black women. Yeah, no, I absolutely hate them. I think all black women are.
I can't wait to put that while else
ugly and disgusting. I only think white is the only pure beauty.
Not because he meant the words literally, but because he thought saying it sarcastically would make the harm disappear. It was a deflection wrapped in mockery.
Right.
Take the accusation.
He's deflecting.
Repeat it out loud and turn it into a joke so he didn't have to take full responsibility over it. He trolled for hours, bruh. Listen, 4 hours, literally, the number 4, laughing at the black women who were telling him how those tweets made them feel. I mean, some of those women had shaky voices. You could literally hear the anger, the hurt, the betrayal, and he laughed right through it.
Cause what do you mean hood rat? What the fuck is you talking about?
First of all, I don't. Is hood rat a bad thing?
From a white nigga, yes, you a cracker.
Okay.
What are you talking about?
I don't think that's a bad thing.
Why are you saying hood rat? Why are you
I don't think the term ghetto is a bad thing. I don't think ratchet is a bad term. On the old podcast, I used to joke.
You're right.
If you ran into somebody named Beyonce, you'd be like, yo, what the fuck? If you never met Beyonce. Hood rat is fine. I don't think that's a bad term at all.
I already know you up here trolling.
No, I'm not trolling at all. I'm being dead ass now.
You know, I just been listening to you talk, and it ain't really what you saying, it's how you saying it.
That's fine.
Your tone is, your undertone is nasty.
That's cool.
Exactly.
I love my people, and I feel when my people are telling you they having a problem with what you saying, it's hurting their feelings. You don't have to have that nasty undertone, that sarcastic undertone you having. Like an example, like like when you go into a store or if you're driving down the street and a white person just give you a certain look, it's like a feeling you get. You can like almost know what they saying when they look at you. That's the type of undertone you having in this spaces, Rory. I don't know you from a can of paint.
Right.
This is my first impression of you listening to you in these spaces. And I understand your colleagues and friends are saying, well, he has black friends. He likes to.
Shout out to this sister right here. That's another one that, that's G checking Rory. And this is also the same, as y'all can see, the lady that's speaking, I don't want to butcher her name, Nika, like I said, I butcher names a lot. I apologize if I butcher your name. But this is also the same woman that was also going back and forth with Damaris about the comments about Kendrick Lamar. But let's continue.
Date black women.
That's not
like that
not
don't
what they're
make
saying, but go ahead.
They are saying that. Like he likes black women. He dates black women. We love him. Okay, but that don't make you unseasoned. I'm saying your undertone is nasty. Like if black women coming to you,
Let that black woman
if
talk,
black
man.
women are coming to you, Rory, and telling you, look, man, I don't like what you said. It's making me feel away. And you are in a shared black space. You are actually in a black hip hop is actually urban street culture. It's our space, and you are in here, and we telling you how what you said is making us feel a certain way. You ain't gonna understand that feeling because you ain't black. It's not to like make you feel a way. I'm just being truthful. You don't know what that feeling is gonna feel like.
I couldn't agree with you more. I'm saying,
and I'm pretty sure. No, let me speak. And I'm pretty sure you probably have a black woman in your life that you love her. You love her dearly. You probably have black children too. Children, they gonna come to you with this, and you're gonna have to learn what to say. You need to tighten up. That's all I'm telling you. Like this little sarcastic tone you have, and you making jokes about the tweets.
He's laughing right now, like the shit is
bro.
I can.
Rory, it's not oh my gosh. Bro, it is not funny. Why are you laughing? Well, our sister right here is trying to explain to you what you are doing is wrong and what you have done. Well, not what you are doing is wrong. Is what you have done and what you are like doing and when it comes to when it comes to these type of topics. This is not the time to laugh. And he's just making it worse. This, like I said, he's deflecting. He's trying to laugh his way and troll his way out of this situation, and it's just making it worse. But let's continue.
Literally hear him laughing. He's snickering like the shit is funny.
I'm the one that hates black women.
He smirked while they spoke. He snickered while they questioned him. He sounded entertained by their pain, and it didn't feel like
is
a man
not
defending
funny.
himself. It felt like a man getting something out of watching them break, like the hurt was feeding him. That was the part that stuck with me, because who hears that many voices? The same people who supported him, boosted him, built his platform, and still reacts with smugness. It was the same energy black people recognize instantly. That cold, condescending tone white people use when you call them out for mistreating you. You know that smirk when they act like you're the irrational one for noticing the racism. That feeling you get when you walk into a store and the clerk looks at you like you don't belong. And when you question it, they act offended you even asked. It was that kind of energy. Familiar, ugly, nasty. And in that moment, it became obvious. Those tweets weren't jokes. That was who he really was. No remorse, no reflection, no humanity underneath that mask. Just entitlement, contempt, and it twisted the real on watching black women hurt, watching black women's pain. It was about that moment the timeline remembered Remick is not different. He is not an exception, he is the rule. He's the same type of white man who steps into black spaces, benefits from the community, profits off the culture, then betrays it the moment he feels challenged. He laughed at black women being hurt, he laughed at their reactions, he acted like they were overreacting to racism that he created. That is not confusion, that's entitlement.
Right.
That's not old tweets, man. That's his character. That's not ignorance, that's identity. And this is the part that's been blowing my mind. Pause. I keep seeing people on every platform bending over backwards to defend this guy. Every platform. I mean, YouTube, Twitter, everywhere. Saying he's not racist. It was just jokes. Twitter was wild back then. All right, look. Before I saw everything, even me, I tried to give him that grace. I said Rory might be stereotyping. He might be a bit prejudiced, which is still under the umbrella of racism, by the way. But I didn't just jump straight to the worst conclusion. I gave him the benefit of the doubt. But after seeing tweet after tweet after tweet, especially that Tar Baby one, yeah, nah, there's no coming back from that one.
Well, okay. He said this is retweet at swear I ain't hit. How you slim tender yellow bone, but your mom is a fat B Tar Baby, but B some don't add up. What I want no part. Just gets worse and worse. Let's continue.
Because why the fuck is you putting the word tar next to the word baby? A baby, man. An innocent child. Do you know how cruel you have to be inside to even think like that, let alone type it out and hit tweet? Think about all the beautiful dark-skinned babies in our community. The melanin, the innocence. And he weaponized that imagery. Turned it into a punchline. And everybody wants to
wait. When did this come out? Oh wait, this came out in Twitter. I was about to say, hold on, I was confused for a second. Oh, someone quoted that. Okay. Quoted that or quote that tweet or retweeted or something. But yeah. Well, let's continue.
That imagery, turned it into a punchline, and everybody wants to hide behind the old Twitter humor, the RT jokes, but let's keep it lit. It's the fact that he still typed it, he still thought it, he still connected blackness with filth, he still degraded black women, and he turned it into a joke and hit send on his computer or on his phone. And the wild part is, when you defend him, you're standing in front of the bullets he meant for your own family, your mother, your sister, your daughter, your auntie, your cousins, your wife, your girlfriend. I don't care if you're half black either. Enough of all that shit. I'm talking to all black people right now. Biracial, light skin, dark skin. If it runs in your veins at all, he's talking about your people.
A white man crosses at a HBCU and one of the most prestigious.
I didn't cross at a HBCU.
Go ahead. You crossed at a PWI? So you crossed at a PWI with a historic black fraternity, and 2 years later these tweets were tweeted out. Riley, you don't see how a black man could respond that way to him?
I get where Rory's coming from on that end. But yeah, to answer your question, I couldn't understand how any black person who's not familiar with Rory and his sense of humor, I can understand how that could come across. And I'm not...
I agree with him. I agree with him right there. I'm with him.
You have an opportunity to either address it or make a joke off of it. He chose to make a joke. Hold up. He chose to make jokes off of it, right? He was like, well, yeah, I'm a racist. You could have addressed it and said sorry and moved on. You know what I mean?
I get you on that, but here's the conflicted part. On one hand, I get you on that, but on the...
And shout out to Big Zo, who actually did... Who was I believe he said he was like maybe the first one to cover this, but shout out to him. Big Zo said it the best. If you guys haven't seen Big Zo TV, go ahead and check out one of the videos he posted. But he also said something interesting. He said it's always best to take accountability and say sorry. But like what's going on right here? This is once again Rory deflecting and trying to troll his way out of this situation. Even he's saying he's agreeing, but it sounds like he's trolling when they're trying to explain to him of this whole situation. But let's continue.
hand, I get Rory.
No,
I'm
but
not about.
Being
But
my
you're
racist
trying
skin.
to play it down as if like it's not you're not getting it. It's
Right.
not getting
Motherfucker,
it. I'm sorry.
you're not even African American. Shut the fuck
So
up.
what? I'm African. So what? What's your point?
Damn.
This fake ass outrage.
What's your point?
This is fake as hell, man.
What's fake?
Yeah.
Hey, Rory, don't apologize. Fuck these fake ass,
I haven't.
outraged ass
Well,
people.
whoa.
Hold
First of
on,
all,
big.
I'm not doing that.
Whoa,
And a
whoa,
lot
whoa.
of you guys are caping and spreading in front of them
Whoa,
like he
whoa,
the shit.
whoa. See, this is what pisses me off. Is that there's other people that does this shit. Excuse my language. I'm trying so hard to keep my composure and not go off and try to go off the deep end of the rails. I'm trying to keep my composure, even though I'm mad of this whole situation, but I'm trying my best to keep my composure. But this is what I don't like. When other people is trying to tell Rory, oh, don't apologize. This, they just, but no, this is what I don't like either. That there's other people trying to chime in and crack jokes about this. This is what pisses me off. It's like, I take this very serious. It doesn't matter if this was 10 years ago or more of a recent time. I take this very serious. Because I'm tired of seeing my fellow brothers and sisters and my fellow African American people out there still keep getting disrespected and still keep thinking this is a funny way to troll or something like he. This is not funny. But let's continue.
For what? Yeah, I saw his co-host defending him. I'm not shocked. I mean, that's their
Right,
bag.
me
That's
neither.
their livelihood. That's their bills. Let's just keep it real. That's their bills. That's their job. That's their in-house problem. Of course, they're gonna protect their check. But when I hear other black people hopping on the mic defending him, I'm like, are you serious right now?
Right.
You just set us back decades. You sound like every Uncle Ruckus stereotype ever written. And you sound like Samuel L. Jackson's character in Django, over here trying to protect him harder than he's even trying to protect himself. Those characters existed for a reason, because people like that existed. And that's exactly why these white podcasters and YouTubers, they keep crossing that line, because y'all keep making them comfortable. You enable their comfort, you cushion their fall, and you soften the blow that was meant to teach them something. But yeah, Remick, he messed up completely, man. He showed us exactly who he is. With that tweet alone, even if it was the only one, that was racist. And the same people defending him are the same ones who explode over in-house drama. Ain't that some shit? I mean, between other black people. They're the ones that get hella angry and mad about Ye and Tyler. More angry than they will ever at a white man degrading black women. I feel like they were more angry at them than they were at Rory. That's when I realized some of y'all aren't defending him. You're defending the version of yourselves that has been conditioned to put whiteness first. Y'all gotta break that spell, man. Lift the veil, wake up. Because y'all don't realize the way some of y'all are moving is exactly how they want you to move. And it's obvious Rory has some kind of issue with Rock Nation and Jay-Z. And I wouldn't be surprised if somebody already talked to him and pressed him. And I'm not talking about that goofy ass Twitter Rock Nation agents in the shadow nonsense either. I'm not talking about that. I mean real conversations, real circles, real street shit. Because at the end of the day, his co-host Maul is Big's little brother. Biggs is co-founder of Rockefeller. And they still locked in with Jay-Z to this day. And Rory didn't just disrespect Beyonce. He disrespected Blue Ivy, a child. He took shots at Rihanna repeatedly, tweet after tweet, showing this weird obsessive fixation. And then there's even Kelly Rowland. He tweeted about wanting to grab her, saying he didn't care about her age.
Whoa! I would have grabbed Kelly's cheeks just to assure her age doesn't.
Huh?
Bro, are you serious?
you know, she older than him and shit. He didn't treat her like a respected artist, a mother, or an icon. After all of that, this man had the audacity to propose to his black wife at the Rock Nation brunch, standing in the same space as the very women he demeaned, smiling as if he wasn't talking crazy behind closed doors for years. It's strange, it's unsettling, it feels like a quiet resentment he's too scared to say out loud.
Not only did Rory go in, Rory proposed at the Rock Nation brunch. Rory, I don't ever want to hear you say you anti-industry. I don't want to hear that fake, I'm not an industry person type. There is nothing more industry than proposing at the Rock Nation fucking brunch, bro. You had to ask Jay-Z for permission like Jay-Z is your woman's daddy. Okay, to propose to her at the Rock Nation brunch. You propose somewhere where you know you can go back to. Rory, you may not get an invite next year. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I can take my daughter and say, y'all propose to your mom right there.
Yeah. Right.
Your daughter I know your children ain't going to the Rock Nation brunch. All right. When y'all have kids, them kids ain't gonna be at the Rock Nation brunch. Blue Ivy them in the future is not inviting Rory's kids to the Rock Nation brunch. Saying like that shit was wild to me, bro.
I'm the one that hates black women.
I mean, maybe it's envy, maybe it's insecurity. I don't know what the fuck it is. It's weird though. It could be some twisted need to be embraced by the very people he keeps disrespecting. But whatever it is, the energy is off, and it's weird as fuck. You got a sick mind, Rory. Remick is not a glitch in the system. He's the system working exactly how it's designed. A white man in a black space who thinks he deserves to be in the same room, even as he mocks the people inside it. The psychological horror of all this is simple. He never respected the culture. There's no way you respect a culture that was birthed from black women. Black women birthed the sons and the daughters that created hip-hop. He only respected what it gave him. The visibility, the audience, the clout, the belonging. But belonging means nothing when it isn't mutual. And honestly, the only funny part in all this shit was timing. And I don't know, man, maybe it's just coincidence, but I made one tweet, just one. I said I might make a video about the situation. I quoted one of Rory's old tweets, and I said something like, I guess I have to make a video. Don't strike me again. And the moment I hit send, he appeared. He jumped into that Twitter space like he felt like the walls was closing in. And before anyone even could fully address the tweets, some of the first words out of his mouth were basically,
because I see that weirdo, the deleted villain, now going off about to start a video of me.
It showed exactly where his mind was.
And let's be honest, Rory, wasn't you the same person that tried to get deleted video removed when he talked about Maul during the whole situation with the UMG lawsuit of how Maul was just glazing so hard for Drake, and then he made a sick video about you? Yeah, Rory, we haven't forgot about that. You tried to delete his video down, but thankfully that video did not get taken down because they had deleted, had to talk to somebody, a representative, I believe, contact somebody with YouTube and saying that, you try to claim he was using copyright, but it was fair use. Yeah, we haven't forgot about that. But let's continue.
That the fear wasn't about the harm he caused, but about being exposed. Because I don't think Rory felt that it was going to get bigger than that Twitter space. But he was wrong. I mean, that chaos grew like wildfire. He did the damage to himself.
Right.
And I'm going to be real with you. At first, I wasn't taking this seriously. I wasn't planning on a pack out. I was literally just going to document it, crack a few jokes, and move on. But once I actually sat in that space, once I heard the way he talked, the way he laughed, the way he mocked people who were hurt, something shifted. Yeah, this isn't old Twitter humor, and this sure in the hell wasn't a misunderstanding. This was a man unraveling in real time and showing everyone exactly who he's always been.
I'm the one that hates black women.
I'm not with that cancel culture shit. I don't need you deplatformed, Rory. I don't want you silenced. I want you right there, holding your mic and keep pretending everything's normal, because I'm your villain. The one you accidentally created the moment you crossed the wrong line in the wrong community. I'm not here to end you. I'm here to tell the truth about you. You gotta face that. And every time you say my name, every time you let me live rent-free in your mind, I'ma show up just like that. I'ma show up like Candyman, except the reflection is you. I mean, you know, the most cringiest edgelord kind of way you can imagine, right? Let's talk direct. Since you like to dance around the truth but never face it. And honestly, cause what I'm about to say, this isn't a diss. This isn't me trying to be funny. This is advice that you should really take with you and consider. You built a life inside black spaces. You built a career off black voices, black music, black culture, and black approval. You stood shoulder to shoulder with the very people your old tweets mocked, minimized, and sexualized. You climbed a ladder made from the very same communities you laughed at behind a tweet. And here's the part that should eat you alive at night. You didn't just disrespect black women, you disrespected the blueprint of your own household, the foundation under your feet, the bloodline you chose to mix with. You married a black woman. You created a black daughter. You held them close while knowing how you truly view the women who look like them as punchlines, stereotypes, and fantasies. You went online and turned black womanhood into a joke, then went home and rested your head next to one. You mock the very image of your daughter, what she sees in the mirror, and the image she'll see even more clearly as she grows older, what society brings her, the racism that she will have to face as she grows. Cause when she finds those tweets, and she will someday, how do you think she's gonna feel? Confusion, shame, or that small heavy ache every black girl knows too well when she realizes the world sees her as less? And you being her father, contributed to that. You didn't just talk about strangers, you talked about her future, about women who looks like her. And instead of protecting that, you fueled the same systems that tried to break them. You used our spaces for safety. You used our culture for identity. But when your guard slipped, your tweets showed exactly who you were, comfortable being when nobody was watching. You said that they were just jokes, however, that didn't show when you were in those Twitter spaces. You laughed, you didn't have a care in the world on how you made these black women feel. And that's the real betrayal. Not necessarily the jokes, not the fake RTs, not the old Twitter excuses. It's the fact that you fed off of a community you didn't respect, and you laughed at real life black women's faces. You're not black, but you have a black family. You have a black wife and a black child. However, you never unlearned the mindset of the systems that try to destroy black families. And whether you admit it or not, that contradiction lives on you permanently. You don't get to hide behind your marriage or your child as proof as anything, because plenty of white men have conceived with black women and still despises them. History already told us that story. So here's the truth you can't outrun. You became a father to the very demographic you demeaned, and you still haven't apologized with the weight that reality deserves. Sit with that. Sit with the fact that your daughter will grow into the same black woman you mocked. And she's going.
That is going to be the sad part. That is a sad part, but let's continue.
To know her father once stood on the wrong side of her identity. That's not something a PR team could fix. That's not something a podcast can laugh off. That's not something a 4-hour Twitter space can bury. And that's something you should be afraid of, not deleted villain. You should be afraid to face your daughter when she asks you why would you say those things. Cause that's something that's going to follow you, lives with you, and eventually forces you to confront who you were and who you pretended to be. And if you're not gonna apologize to us, Rory, I sure as hell hope you apologize to her, because just like our mothers, our sisters, and our aunties didn't deserve your careless behavior in the Twitter spaces towards black women, your wife and daughter didn't either.
Yeah. Yeah. Hope this is a lesson learned. Yeah, and then to see that Rory tried to apologize on his podcast, and then him just still trying to troll and laugh at this, and Maul made it worse. Yeah, this is not going to look good. I'm telling y'all, that podcast is about to go downhill. I would say I'm not gonna predict people's downfall, but how much? Well, I'm not gonna bet on it. How long do y'all think that podcast is gonna stay? It's gonna last, because that podcast is going downhill, like I said. But yeah. Shout out to Deleted, man, on his perspective on this. This is a great video. Shout out to him. I really appreciate it. And for like I said, Deleted's perspective. He ain't tell no lies right here. But yeah. But I just hope this out there is a lesson learned to anybody. Just to make sure don't be dumb and don't put out dumb stuff on social media, because that's going to come back to haunt you, to be honest. You got to learn right from wrong. But yeah. But let me know in the comments down below what y'all thoughts on this. Because no matter how y'all look at it, this is still a serious thing that goes on in the world, from the past, present, and the future. But yeah, like I said, shout out to Deleted for this video. Very great. Love Deleted's perspective on this whole situation. Like I said, this is a long life lesson learned. This is a long and a lesson to learn. But yeah, like, share, comment, subscribe to the channel. Like, share, comment, subscribe to the channel. Really appreciate it. Also follow me in my social media platforms above me. Join the Discord as well. So without further ado, see you guys in the next one. Deuces.